Hello and welcome back to my channel, Life of Jay. I'm Jay, and if you're new here, welcome. If this is not your first time joining me, I appreciate you coming back. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment any questions that you may have regarding this video or anything that I posted thus far. And then to also give the disclaimer again, I will not be editing my videos initially. So this is going to be raw and uncut footage. So today is Waistbeads Wednesday in the Waistbeads community. And again, I'm Jay, and I am the proud owner of a handmade jewelry business called Jay's Jewels that was established in let's say May, June of 2020 during the pandemic. And so the first thing that I created were waist beads. So that's kind of where my focus is currently. And I just wanted to share a little bit about my story and why I began to create and also wear waist beads. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. Again, another little bit about me. Currently reside in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. Also the owner of VA Mobile Notary. It is a mobile notary service that provides notary services to individuals in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area. So yeah, and then I also work at a psychiatric hospital for children. So yeah, that's what I do, and some things you can expect from the channel. There will be a lot of jewelry content. There will be product reviews, some cooking, DIY, story time, things of that nature. So again, I appreciate you joining me. Hopefully you'll sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. So this is kind of, me sharing my story of why I started, why I continue, why I'm so passionate about waist beads. So during COVID, at the start of COVID, I was on a weight loss journey and also a self-love and self-worth, self-appreciation journey. And so I'm not even exactly sure how I'm going to bead as I talk, but I'm not sure how I came about the concept of waist beads. But when I did, I began to watch YouTube, because during the pandemic, YouTube was my best friend. I was, trying to be innovative and creative in ways to create supplemental income, although I had 3 jobs at the time. But so I, kind of began watching things on YouTube. And somehow I came across a video of a young lady that went to the Dollar Tree and purchased her product, her supplies for her waist beads. So I remember it being, I think it was like a Sunday, or it was late or something, and Dollar Tree was closed. So I was really excited about being able to go that next day. So I did. And I made my first waist bead strand. I showed it to one of my employees at the time. She liked it. She purchased it. I posted it on Facebook, and the rest is history. So the business was technically established last year. It was made official this year in 2021. What else? So on that journey of weight loss, self-love, self-care, all of that, I felt like waist beads was a part of that. So for me, waist beads are what is the word I'm looking for? Are a means of appreciating your body in its current state. So, a lot of us have issues or concerns, or, not pleased with our bodies. And I believe that we should appreciate our bodies in this current state, as we're making the changes that we feel necessary, or not, whatever you decide to do. So those were the things that were important to me, in that journey. And so some of the things, body positivity is a huge movement. And so being body positive is something that, was a part of this journey as well. And so also waist beads held me accountable as it related to food. Even though I was using stretch material at the time, making elastic waist beads, I remember there was a time where I was very uncomfortable at night. And it was because either I had eaten too much and or I had began to gain a substantial amount of weight. So I remember taking my beads off that night because it was so uncomfortable. And so although they're not permanent, or they were not at the time permanent tie-on waist beads, I believe that they held me accountable as it related to my food intake, and just my overall kind of weight management. Yeah, so some of the other reasons that I create waist beads are to encourage others to appreciate, embrace, and adorn their bodies in this current state. So I hear a lot of people, oh, I gotta lose weight before I get waist beads or wear waist beads, or things like that. And that really bothers me because I'm a 4-figure plus size woman, and I wear waist beads. I currently have on 3 strands. I want to tie on more, but I got to be able to have inventory. So I've only tied on 1 in the last week or so. So you don't have to be a particular size. All of my strands I create, I would say most of them, like 97% of them, are at least 50 inches, and that's 50 inches of beading, not the actual length of the string or the thread. So and they can be adjusted if you need more, less. What I like about making them 50 inches, even for myself, the one I tied on the other day, I was able to cut off the remainder. I believe it was this one. Yeah. So I was able to cut off the remainder, and I have enough for an anklet. So that's what, my mom was saying today. You need to make them smaller or make some smaller ones, but I don't believe that I should, because for me, I would like to, at some point, have the anklets to match all of the waist beads that I'm currently wearing. So, and this is another example of the same thing. This was actually pretty long. So this could actually be kind of a double situation anklet. So, yeah, that's that. And then also, one of the reasons that I create is to encourage those on their self-love, self-worth journey. Because I believe it truly is a journey. It's not something that happens overnight, just like, our self-esteem issues or our insecurities and things like that didn't develop overnight. We have to be intentional about loving ourselves despite, the things that we deem as flaws, the things that we don't appreciate about our personality and or our body. And so, I think it's important to, as women especially, to encourage one another as we're all taking this journey, for those that are on the journey. So yeah. And then also wearing waist beads or creating waist beads hold me accountable to, kind of be in check with my own self, love journey. And so as I'm encouraging others, I'm also encouraging myself. And so it holds me accountable as well. And it also just challenges me to create. And so some of the things that I didn't know when I began this journey, they're not negatives. That it was going to be a small addiction at first with purchasing beads. So again, my intention was never to start a business. I wish it had been, because I would have done some things differently. But in the beginning, I was just doing a lot of research and buying a lot of products, going to shows and different things. And that was cool. But I had invested quite a bit of funds, let's say. So I would have done some things differently had I known that my intent, or that this would have, become an established business. Something else that I did not know at the time that I soon after, learned, was that this would be a new hobby, and also a healthy coping skill for me. So for me, I remember I went on vacation, one of the vacations this year, and I remember being there, and I was pondering whether or not I should take my beading supplies to create some waist beads. And I was like, nah, it's just, I already pack heavy as it is, so no need to bring extra. And I remember being gone about 5 or 6 days, and I remember thinking while I was there, like, I actually wanted to create. And I was kind of sad that I didn't have any supplies with me. So going forward, I've pretty much taken things with me, with the exception of my last trip. It was like a 13-day vacation. I didn't take a lot with me, but I did take some. So I didn't know that this was going to be a healthy coping skill for me. And it's something that sometimes you get in a rut and you don't feel like creating. Me personally, I have not been in that rut lately because I'm in the process of building my inventory for my website to launch in the next week or so. So I can't afford to be in the rut. I have to get things done. So yeah. So again, I'm very passionate about Waistbeads. Like I said, right now in my business, I've kind of focused on creating Waistbeads and getting the inventory up so that I can launch my website, because this is where it all started. And I don't ever want to forget that this is where this whole journey began, and all the amounts of hours and time that I've spent researching different materials, parts of different groups to gain knowledge and understanding, different techniques. So this is a bead spinner, for those that don't know. This is something that I purchased a few months ago, but I've just within the last week or so began using it more often. It kind of takes a little while to kind of get the gist of it and get the hang of it. So I was determined to practice, and so now I feel pretty confident. And so for now, most of my strands will be created with the bead spinner for a multitude of reasons. I really like the patterns that the spinner itself creates. Sometimes I find myself kind of in a drawing blanks when it comes to patterns, and so the bead spinner creates those patterns for you. So this is kind of what we're doing now. It's a mixture of like a light blue, white, silver, clear, and then also these, I don't know what these little beads are, but they're really cute. So I'm not even sure where I got those from. So yeah, this is my why, and I'll continue to share my journey in hopes of encouraging and inspiring someone else to begin their journey, continue their journey, or restart their journey. These are the bodies that God gave us. And so, again, if we want to make changes, let's make the changes. If not, let's appreciate where you are. And let's adorn our waist. Let's adorn our bodies. Let's appreciate, let's love on our bodies. If we don't, then how do we expect somebody else to? So yeah, that's kind of my journey of why I began, why I continue, and why I'm going to continue to move forward in this journey. And so I appreciate you watching. Again, subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever you feel led to do. I'm going to be posting at least weekly, hopefully at least twice a week. And we'll see how this journey goes. I appreciate your support thus far. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.